Alright y'all, here's where the story takes another sharp turn. According to a fresh, exclusive report from People, Cardi B has allegedly taken a serious step back from her relationship with Stefon Diggs, and insiders say the situation became so intense and emotionally charged that pulling away was the only option left. Behind the glamorous headlines and public appearances, sources claim the relationship had been growing increasingly complicated, filled with tension that finally reached a breaking point. And now, it looks like Cardi B may be trying to regain control before everything spirals even further. Most people already know that Cardi B and Stefon Diggs share a child together, their baby boy, Touchdown, who was born in November 2025. At the time, the arrival of their son seemed like a fresh beginning, a moment that suggested stability and a stronger bond between them. But not long after that joyful chapter, subtle signs began pointing toward trouble behind the scenes. Whispers of a breakup started circulating shortly after the Super Bowl. Though many observers were convinced the cracks had formed long before the big game ever happened. One moment that especially caught fans' attention came when Cardi B was asked whether she had any supportive or encouraging words for Stefon Diggs ahead of the Super Bowl. Instead of offering the kind of heartfelt response people expected, she simply said, "Good luck." The comment sounded short, distant, almost cold, and for many viewers it felt like a glimpse into a relationship that might already have been unraveling quietly out of public view. Then came another sign that was even harder to ignore. Not long after the Super Bowl, fans discovered that Cardi B and Stefon Diggs had unfollowed each other on social media, a move that instantly fueled speculation that something serious had gone wrong. And almost immediately after that, Cardi B launched her Little Miss Drama Tour, a title that suddenly felt less like marketing and more like a reflection of real life. During one particularly talked about moment on the tour, Cardi B addressed comments made by BIA, who had reportedly thrown subtle shade at Stefon Diggs. That's when Cardi B made her stance clear in a way that only deepened the mystery. She admitted she wasn't messing with Stefon Diggs at the time, a statement that seemed to confirm distance between them. But at the same time, she drew a firm line, making it clear that just because she had issues with him didn't mean anyone else had permission to attack him. It was a complicated message, part frustration, part loyalty, and it left fans wondering whether the relationship was truly over or just hanging by a thread.
Let me tell you something. Just because I ain't with my baby daddy doesn't mean you get to talk about my baby daddy.
So here's what insiders are quietly saying now. Cardi B allegedly feels like she can't fully trust Stefon Diggs, at least not right now. The bond between them hasn't completely snapped because they're still focused on raising their son together, and communication hasn't totally broken down. But at the same time, sources insist the emotional distance is real. The connection is strained, uncertain, like a door that hasn't been slammed shut but is barely hanging open. Nobody knows whether the story ends in reconciliation or permanent separation. Maybe they'll find their way back to each other, or maybe this is just the calm before the final goodbye. One thing insiders keep repeating, though, is that Cardi B doesn't trust Stefon Diggs, and right now that doubt is shaping every decision she makes. Honestly, that lack of trust doesn't shock many people who have been watching closely. Stefon Diggs' complicated personal life has followed him for years, and the timeline alone raises eyebrows. Reports suggest he welcomed multiple children within a short period of time, around 4 or 5 in roughly a year, even if several of those pregnancies happened before Cardi B's baby was born. Still, to outsiders, that pattern alone creates the kind of uncertainty that makes stability feel almost impossible. For many observers, trusting someone with that history would already feel like walking a tightrope without a safety net. There was even a report circulating that Cardi B had made her boundaries crystal clear from the beginning. According to those claims, she allegedly warned that if Stefon Diggs ever cheated, or if another woman suddenly came forward saying she was pregnant with his child, that would be the final line. No negotiations, no second chances, no dramatic reconciliation. And right now, even without a confirmed betrayal, it appears that the simple absence of trust has been enough to shake the foundation between them. I'm honestly curious what people think about all of this, because the timing feels significant. It almost looks like Cardi B stepped back the very moment her confidence in the relationship started slipping, as if she recognized the warning signs before things got worse. Everyone already knew she walked into a complicated situation with Stefon Diggs, given his past and the number of children involved, so none of this came out of nowhere. But what stands out is how quickly she seemed to pull away once doubt entered the picture, like she refused to let herself get pulled any deeper into something unstable. And in a way, a lot of people respect that decision because it shows a level of self-protection that isn't always easy when emotions are involved. But anyway, the drama doesn't stop there, because another situation is already starting to stir conversation. Now people are wondering how Mariah the Scientist might react after Young Thug was recently spotted getting a little too comfortable dancing with an Instagram model. And if this situation unfolds the way people expect, things might get messy all over again. Young Thug did eventually speak out after the video of him dancing with an Instagram model started spreading everywhere online. According to Young Thug, the whole moment was being blown way out of proportion. He insisted that he was simply walking past the camera when he noticed someone filming, and on a playful impulse, he jumped into the frame and danced for a second. In his words, it was nothing serious, just a quick, harmless interaction meant to keep the mood light. He even added that he already saw the camera and knew exactly what he was doing, stressing that people shouldn't turn it into something scandalous. He reminded everyone that he has a wife and claimed the woman was just a fan, nothing more. But when you actually watch the footage closely, the situation doesn't look quite as simple as that explanation makes it sound. The woman didn't really seem like a typical fan chasing a celebrity moment. It looked more like she was already dancing and recording herself when Young Thug suddenly stepped into her shot. Then afterward, calling her a fan almost sounded like a convenient label rather than a confirmed fact. The truth is, nobody really knows who she is or what kind of connection they might have had before that clip started circulating. And that uncertainty leaves a lot of room for speculation, especially when moments happen off camera that the public never gets to see. From the outside, it appears like she was filming her own video and Young Thug just appeared out of nowhere, slipping into the frame and dancing alongside her like it was completely natural. But that small moment has opened a much bigger conversation, especially because people are now waiting to see how Mariah the Scientist might react. If history is any indication, she's not someone who stays silent when she feels disrespected. After all, she didn't hesitate to call out Natalie Nunn over something as small as a few fire emojis, so this situation, where Young Thug is seen dancing up close with an Instagram model, could easily spark an even stronger reaction right now. The real question is what everyone else thinks. Do you believe Young Thug was honestly just sharing a harmless moment with a random supporter, or does that explanation sound more like a carefully crafted excuse? The video leaves just enough mystery to keep people guessing, and the story feels far from finished. Drop your thoughts and opinions in the comments below, because this situation might be a lot deeper than it looks on the surface.
Y'all, Cardi B is exactly who she thinks she is. Not only did she break up with Stefon Diggs, but we ain't heard about him since, okay? We don't care about the angulation case or none of that. Baby, if you're guilty, you're guilty. Take him to jail. Y'all, we do not care. At the end of the day, we only heard Stefon Diggs if it was attached to Cardi B. So is she Little Miss Drama? Baby, yes, she is. And Stefon, baby, you finna learn how to get blackballed without getting blackballed. Because, baby, we don't give a damn about you, your brother, your baby mamas, your best friend any longer. At the end of the day, we won't talk about our Stefon unless we talking about Cardi B. Y'all, what do y'all think about this? At the end of the day, Cardi B is Little Miss Drama. She has sold out many days of her tour, and she continues to keep moving, okay? Yeah, she might be hurt. Yeah, she might feel like, oh yeah, this man has done this, that, and the third to me and hurt my dang on reputation. But at the end of the day, she's still who? She said, who hurt my reputation? Because he can't. At the end of the day, I'ma still get this money. I'ma still be the girl that is the dang on most sold out. I'ma still be the girl that continues to push forward and continue to show people, baby, can't no man break me. They can only, add to me. Y'all, what do y'all think about this? Leave it in the comments down below.
Fine Diggs begs Cardi B to take him back, so you got some fine Diggs out here begging like Keith Sweat to get Cardi B back. Boy on his Ruben Stutter, I'm sorry shit, right? You got Stefon Diggs allegedly sending Cardi B all type gifts. He's been sending her bags. He's been sending her, I believe they said like a Rolex or something like that, man. He's trying to buy Cardi B back, but they're saying Cardi B ain't moved by all that, right? Cardi B ain't moved by it, man. That boy was out here at the Super Bowl with a joint who allegedly cheated on, Cardi B's husband cheated on her with Offset's mistress. You thought this was going to be a good idea? How? Right? And you got your baby mamas at the Super Bowl. Boy had 3-4 joints wearing his jersey at the Super Bowl, and he don't understand why Cardi B ain't rocking with him. but they're saying Cardi B still got him blocked. He's begging like Keith Sweat. Cardi B allegedly canceled this party she was gonna throw for him or whatever, man. I'm like, damn, so I guess Cardi B different. I mean, you can cheat on her 6-7 times and you good, but if you bring a bunch of your baby mamas to the Super Bowl, that's when she draws the line.
I don't think that Cardi B and Stefon Diggs would have ever worked out because of his ego. Period, point blank. He's not the man that can date somebody who is bigger than him. If you took away all the other messy factors, the fact that she's still married and just had a baby with her husband, if you take away the fact that he's had 3 or 4 other kids and he has 5 baby mothers, if you took away all of that, they still would not have been a good match, period. Stefon Diggs is definitely the football player who thinks that he can do no wrong and that it's everybody else's fault if, the game doesn't go right. The way he left the Buffalo Bills was not very well received. Even his brother is the same way. His brother has been kicked off of like 3 NFL teams in this season alone. Like, they're very egotistical men, and men who have multiple baby mothers, which tells you like their egos are inflated. I definitely think he saw an opportunity in Cardi B because he is branching into, different avenues outside of football, like the fashion industry, and he just dropped a furniture line. I could bet you all the men who are fans of Stefon Diggs are not checking for his furniture line, his home decor line. They're not checking for it. But if he has a woman who has a large, female fan base, they might support it just, off of association. So he needed somebody who had reach, but he couldn't handle it. Once he got with Cardi B, every press conference that he had after a game was about her. Like, oh, how's you and Cardi B? Did you name the baby yet? Are you having a boy? Is Cardi B at the game? Like, everything, she's pictured with, the Patriots owner. It just became all about their relationship and not him as a player. And I don't think that he could handle that, period, point blank. I could bet you if New England won the Super Bowl and, he was questioned afterwards by reporters, they weren't going to just be like, oh, how does it feel to be a Super Bowl champ? How do you feel about the game? It was going to be all questions about her. Are you and Cardi B going to party afterwards? Did you catch Cardi B in the Super Bowl halftime show? Did you catch her cameo? What are you and Cardi B doing? Are you going to be going to her tour? That's, the tour like literally started a couple days later. All the questions were going to be about his relationship. I don't think that's what he wanted. He wants the attention. I don't think he could handle that level of stardom. And I know people are gonna say, oh, but he's a star. Just to put it in perspective, his following on Instagram is like 2.5 million. Hers is over 164 million. She's way bigger than him as a celebrity. He's a good football player, but she is the bigger celebrity. And I just don't think that he's the type of man who can handle somebody who is more important than him.